What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Happy Thursday. One more day to go. Running out of NFL football games. Fortunately, my 49ers are still playing. Green Bay had me sweating all night. Saturday, I was like, whew, all that matters is a win, though. So I'm happy. One more week. Hopefully, two more wins to go. I'll be the happiest you guys have probably ever seen me. Anyway, week's almost done. Not a ton of figure news. It was kind of a slow week on that end. There was some cool stuff that did get revealed. But as always, I want to start off this episode thanking all of you super supporters, Badger Will Prime, Blake Tarpley, Jalen Parks, Lefty Two Lions BK, Sorry Alligator, Tom Finn 2018, and Ultra Run R Tech and Toy Reviews for supporting the channel, helping keeping everything rolling, and making sure this thing is the absolute best that I can make it. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you all out there for watching the episodes, commenting, always being respectful with the comments, liking, sharing the videos. I do appreciate it, and it matters so much here at Lyles Figure Files. So let's see who all is here in the chat. And if you all are commenting beyond the question that I posed this week, and that was based on one of our super supporters and their questions. As always, feel free to send along any questions you'd like to pose to the whole chat and everybody and have me address on air for these live Thursday night episodes. So if there's something you want to put out to everybody, like we've seen in the last few weeks, just send them along to me at lylesmoviefiles@gmail.com or on Instagram or on Facebook if you're still using it. I'm still on Twitter, refuse to call it X. So you can hit me up in the numerous, various myriad of ways. So let's see here. Omega 579. Hey. What's happening? What's going on? Boston Wallace. Hello, all. Howdy, man. How are you tonight? Wise Gorilla. Hi, everybody. Hello. Garth Gutierrez. Foo. What's going on? Thanos was right. Let's see, I'll make sure to snap to that 80s kid from the 90s. What's going on? Carlos Castillo, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday to you. We're almost done with another week. Afton Child, hi. Felix Figgins, good evening, Jeff and chat. How you doing, Felix? Haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Glad to see you back on. That Thanos. Tom Finn 2018. That's what made Thanos so compelling. He was quite compelling. I feel like we haven't had that great a villain in the MCU since Snake Eyes. Hello to you as well. Darth Gutierrez, you like college football too? Yeah, that's the one where I still retain my dad's football teams. So he was, that's one of our few local teams. Well, he's a diehard Washington football team, Commanders. I'm of course Niners, but I still follow the Maryland Terps and Notre Dame because he's a big fan of Notre Dame back in the day. So I still follow those two. Not as hardcore as I am with football because I can only be this hardcore with one sport. And I'm glad it's football as opposed to basketball because that season's just too long. So, yeah. But I do like college football too. G Brew. Yes. I'll get into the list in a minute. Just saying what's up to everybody. Northern Nomad. Jeffrey, what's going on, man? John Morrissey. Happy Thor's Day, Jeffrey and chat crew. Go Niners! Bang, bang. What's up, John? The Weekend Gamer. Woo-hoo, Jeff. What's up, Weekend Gamer? Haven't seen you in a bit either. Kismet. Hi, Jeffrey. Been watching for a year. First time commenting. Hopefully it won't be your last time, Kismet. Welcome aboard to the chat. Hopefully you have a great time hanging out with us. Jamelin Parks. What's up, Jeff and crew? What's up, Jamelin? How are you? We all recovered from last night's wild episode of Lyles Movie Files. A lot of fun. You guys are missing it. We do it every Wednesday at 8:05, 8:10, depending on how quickly I can assemble the whole team. But we have a really good time. So if you're so inclined, check us out on every Wednesday night. Then Doom, what's up? Happy Friday Eve, people. It's almost Friday night. You know what that means. Andre Cologne. I hope I said your last name properly. Jeff, what's happening? How are you, Andre? And Beltran. Jeff, what it is, man. How are you? All right, let's see here. So, of course, got to break it down as always with the question that I pose to you every time, we kick this bad boy off. 80s kids designing my ultimate vision board while I'm watching. Now, I almost read that totally wrong. I read it like I'm designing my Ultron vision board. And I was like, oh man, Hasbro's got a new board game I don't know about. That's always good. Imagine what you want and make it come together, 80s kid. The question that I pose to all of you right now is, what did you get this week? I made some pretty good pickups. I was pretty happy about what I grabbed. I went to Ollie's. Ollie's! Good stuff, cheap. And I got another Power Ranger. I'm adding to my Power Ranger squad. They had the Zeo Yellow Ranger, so I grabbed her and really like $7.99, I think it was. Yeah, and I'm always happy about grabbing these figures from Ollie's. I never know what I'm going to see when I go there, so it's always this fun of what's going to be at the treasure hunt at Ollie's today. So that was good. And you know, my whole thing of always waiting until stuff hits clearance. Sometimes it bites me because I was, you know, during Christmas time, Target had their Legends. What wave is this now? Whatever wave they're on at this point, they had $1 Million Man, Greg the Hammer Valentine, aka, and his Roy Orbison rhythm and blues look, and a couple others. I don't really remember them, didn't care about them. The only one I did want was Greg the Hammer Valentine, because they did a much better job with his body. He didn't have those scrawny chicken legs. It's his original release. That was cool. So I was like, all right, great. Of course, with Christmas clearances, everything must go. And they were selling Legends for 50% off, but from following the Legends, they're almost hitting to $7 whenever they go down to their full clearance price. And I was like, you know, he's here. So I saw him on the shelf for $11.99. And at their clearance, I'm sorry, they weren't at clearance. They were 50% off. They just happened to have a sale. And I didn't buy it. I was like, I'll get them later. And then later it came and went. He was gone. And then I saw him back on the shelf, and he was back up to the normal price of $22.99. I'm like, why would I pay $22.99? And I just missed out to get him for $11.99. Then, of course, he was nowhere to be found. I checked Target's website just to see if they had any local Targets that had him. No, because they'd already moved to the next line of Legends. And I was like, oh, man, I might have missed out on my chance to get him. Unfortunately, some resellers on Amazon, because these are Target exclusives, had him for a pretty reasonable rate, $17.99. That wasn't terrible, but I was like, oh, man, I missed my chance to get the hammer. Fortunately, there's a Target that time forgot. And it's a pretty decent Target. I shouldn't get on them like that. But they had one lone Legends figure from a previous wave. And you guessed it, it was indeed Greg the Hammer Valentine. It didn't even need 40 minutes for him to warm up to grab him. That's right. It had Triple H, Ted DiBiase, and Mr. Perfect in this wave. And even better, got him for $7.98. So that's awesome. And really happy to get him. So now I'm done with that team. I just need to open up Rhythm and Blues Hammer, the Survivor Series 92 pack of Undertaker, and the Goblet Gooker. And we got the $1 Million team from that year. So that's exciting. And I need to get to work on building up my every Survivor Series team that I shot a long time ago. I've filled out a few more team rosters, so that's exciting. And the final pickup, and this was from Kids Warehouse. I mentioned to you all last week that they had a huge major clearance sale going for a lot of lines, including Marvel Legends, where I picked up this bad boy. The X-Men Villains packs. I got Strife, Random, Zero, Pretty Boy, and Vertigo for half off. I think it's $70. I was pretty happy about that. Really looking forward to getting this one. More Reavers, more Marauders, and more members of X Factor, if you count Random, and some of the Mutant Liberation Front. So that's pretty cool. Happy to grab them. What all did you guys get? All right, let's see here. Topher Supreme, what's up, man? I got Mutton Junkyard, Retro Crimson Guard, and the Flu. The Flu sucks. The other two pickups are pretty cool. Hopefully you got some good orange juice and the good medication so you can relax, rest easy, and all that good stuff and enjoy your figures. Syndrus, I hope I said that properly. I got Tunnel Rat, Masterverse, Evil Lyn. Speaking of Evil Lyn, I forgot that the Revolution, Masters of the Universe Revolution, started back up on Netflix today. So I watched the first episode, and it actually had He-Man in it. So I was pretty excited about that. and it was really good. I got midway through the second episode and was like, wait, I got a show to do. So far so good. It's only 5 episodes, and if they're as good as the first 1.5 episodes, I feel like I'm going to be pretty happy. And I'm going to be adding some more figures to the list of, I want to get that figure based on this show, because that's how it works with us, right? Lost in Wallace says I got Wolf Spider and Tunnel Rat this week. What's the word on Wolf Spider? I'm really upset that he doesn't have a unique head sculpt. Not really digging the fact that he's just got the baklava, I think that's how you say it, covering his face. I mean, he's like a unique character, somebody we haven't seen before in the line. It's just like, he didn't need to be in a mask. Let's see what his face looks like. It looks like he's got that restrictive vest too, which could be a problem in terms of posing. But let me know what you think, Austin. Carlos, I got my Super 7 Ultimate Soundwave and Starscream. So happy to finally have them in hand. They're so dope. Nice. Have they already put out Megatron and Prime? And if so, what do you think about them too? Tom Finn, nothing 2 weeks in a row now. It's slow. I'm also stressing out over how much I've accumulated. I'm about to go on a major eBay purge. Well, hopefully you have some good success on eBay, because I feel like they've gone super heavy, leaning into whatever the seller says and not really backing up the buyer whatsoever. I haven't sold an eBay in a long time. And a lot of my friends are having issues with buyers saying, I didn't get this thing. And then, of course, there's this big scam. So hopefully you'll have great success selling off your stuff over there. Kismet, more of a Marvel fan. However, I do want that Wonder Woman from McFarlane Toys. Yeah, it looks pretty decent. I still have not seen and heard from too many people who are like, it's terrible. So that's a good sign. Maybe one worth grabbing and picking up. Sitters, Tunnel Rat Bros. Carlos Castillo says, need to find some of those Crimson Guards at Ross or Ollie's for the man. I was looking so hard for this magical plethora of Crimson Guards that some people were finding back in November and December. I didn't find any of that wave. I never saw Dusty, Zorana. I didn't see Stalker, the Crimson Twins there. Of course, I've seen the Crimson Twins a number of times over at Ross, but nothing over at Ollie's. And Ollie's would be a great way to pick those up. Andre says, kept it light and got the Hot Wheels Razor Craft. Nice. Razor Crest. What's it Razor Craft for? Razor Crest, an N1 Starfighter, waiting on the Mafex 2.0 Mando. Nailed it with the last name, by the way. Awesome. Thank you. Tophers. Oh, man. Tom Finn is sick too, Tophers, going around. Yeah, you got to be careful out there, guys. And the weather is going nuts. It felt like it was 9 degrees on Monday. Tomorrow is going to be 69 degrees here. So it's wild. Dress warm and dress comfortably. I know the temptation might be to go out there in the tank top, but stay alert on that, because it's supposed to drop down here again. So the weather's doing all kinds of stuff. Wise Gorilla, DC Multiverse Steel, Classic Superman Platinum Edition Superman Crypto, Turtles of Grayskull Man in Arms, and the logo of the motorcycle. This one for $40. That's a great price. You had a pretty good haul, Wise Gorilla. Felix picked up Mezco Doom, nice. Boombastic Bagman and Metal Slug 3, Theo and Erie. I hope I said those last two correct, but that's a nice haul too. What do you think of the Mezco Doom? Lawson says, I have some boss fight epic hack skeletons and a 10th anniversary Lord of Asperity figure on the way, according to my email. Nice. Phil Martinez, what's going on, Phil? I'd like to see the Avengers first appearance Hulk with the purple shorts. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't gotten him yet. 80s kid, staying cool. Harrison Dollars. Whoa, how did you find that 5-pack? Well, let me pull it up for you real fast. It was... Actually, I can wait. It's going to the wrong thing. All right, let's see here. I'll pull it up so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so Kids Warehouse, solid site. It's kind of, their prices are almost too good. It's like, can I trust you all? But they're really solid. I've ordered some stuff from them in the past before and no issues. There you go. So you can see right here, Marvel Legends popped up, $70. Normal price $149. I think Amazon's trying to catch up because I feel like they've been dropping the price on it lately. But $70 here. I don't feel like the shipping was, actually, I don't remember if I paid shipping for it. I think I just paid tax now that I think about it. But it was a really good price. It was so good. I was like, can I trust this? And no problem. It came to me with no issue. And of course, like we have to do these days with these Marvel Legends. Before the plastic return, I opened it. Everything was in there intact. All the accessories, no swaps. It wasn't some secondhand purchase that they resold to me. Everything was great. Everything was fine there. So I'm pretty happy with that purchase. And there's more on the Marvel Legends front. So if there's other stuff you're looking for and have kind of been like, do I need to grab this? It's a good time to hit them up because they have really good sales when they have things available. So let me show you real fast on that end. The Claire and Luke Cage from the Netflix Luke Cage, $12.99. Hammerhead, really good figure for $9. Lady Loki, $7. The Spider-Man multi-pack for $60. That's another solid one, even cheaper. So that's really cool. Outback Rogue, a figure that I picked up, I think, for $20. So I was like, oh man, you got me. But $10 for that figure, I think, is more of what you should pay for because there are a lot of issues in terms of what that Outback Rogue should have looked like, and they didn't deliver. Getting this Black Panther for $14 is a really good price. Although I've seen him at Ollie, so you might not need to go that route with him. Oh man, this is a new edition. So no Bobby, Johnny, Ricky, or Mike, but it's Terax and it's this fallen one. There we go. $40 for that set. So that's really good. That's a really good price point for those two figures. I know I was like, I'm not buying for those. I don't want those figures that bad, but that's a much better price to get those two, especially if you were only really interested in Terax. So they got the MCU classic Loki from Loki, $8. Strong stuff you can grab. This Doctor Strange with the circles, so you can do your Avengers in-game portal scene all you want for $20. And I see some of these like Speedball at Ollie's, even Burlington. So that's not a great price. It's not terrible, but there you go. So they have a lot of stuff. They have a Killmonger, $13. It was on Hasbro Pulse for about 17 and sold out. So if you still need them, there you go. And let's see what's on this final page. All right, well, hey, we're here. Let's see what they've got on the G.I. Joe front. Dusty for $12. So unless you want this His tank with Baroness and Megatron, I think that's a really good deal. But everything else, you can, actually, you get the twins for $7. Pretty much what they're charging at Ross. You can still get Tiger Force Outback. If you have not found him already at Ross, there you go. So lots of good options. Like I said, they're really solid. I have not had any problems with them. And there's a good way to get those figures. Tom Finn, that McFarlane Classic Superman is tempting. I don't mind the belt. I kind of like it. I think, if I remember correctly, it's supposed to drop tomorrow on Target. McFarlane Superman. There we go. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yes, it is actually supposed to drop tomorrow, January 26th. So maybe if you really wanted to get him, you could grab him at your local Target tomorrow. So I think I know where I'm going to be. I hope this figure is back down to 19. I feel like sometimes they charge a little bit more, but I will make a field trip up to Target. And if I see him in stock, I may grab him, do a figure review, another video. I want to keep going with those. So yeah, that's an option. And definitely may pick him up, Tom Finn. Let me know if you grab him too. Felix, Villains Pack, nice. It was really great to get that set because it was one I've had my eye on for a long time. I thank you all. If you watch this channel enough, you know the Marauders are one of my all-time favorite villain teams. And just getting Vertigo to go along with the Sabretooth is whack. That needs an update, an upgrade. And Mr. Sinister, that's cool. So that kind of paves the way for a 5-pack of the heavy hitters. Maybe they do Blockbuster as a deluxe figure. I feel like the Marauders aren't big enough characters now. If Marvel Legends was around back when they were big, we would have had them for sure a long time ago, fully completed. But there's still hope. And since we got Vertigo added to the set, hopefully that means we get a few more coming. James, we need some new Legion of Doom figures from Mattel. Well, we're not getting them from Mattel yet. I don't think they're anywhere near getting them signed back on to them. So it kind of sucks because it felt like they did a good job of cranking out Legion of Doom figures. We got the Legion of Doom, we got the Road Warriors, then they gave us a WCW Nitro blue and black outfit. There are so many more that I think they could have done different paint jobs, AWA style looks. So it was just kind of those tricky deals where I don't think at that point they were really thinking, hey, we could lose the licenses to some of these wrestlers. They're just kind of, yeah, here we go, here's another one. But I think now if they were able to get them, we would see them treat them like Ultimate Warrior, where every other wave of everything would have more Legion of Doom figures coming. Speaking mostly, got Chris Starred a bunch of Mythic Legions and Turtles of Grayskull Wave 1. Which was your favorite? You got some really good pickups there. Chris Daughtry, what's up, man? I am doing well. I hope you're doing awesome on this Thursday, too. G-Brew, no toys this week, but I got some X-Men and Usagi Yojimbo books and some records. Most notably for me, David Bowie, and Dead Kennedys. Nice. X, what's up, Jeffrey? I picked up Vision and Chris Star. So I got to tell you, you got me thinking about this, X. Entertainment Earth, one of my affiliates. You can use my code LYLESMF, LYLESMF. And for any in-stock orders, get free shipping over $79. So this week, my buddy told me that Entertainment Earth had the damaged package version of the Void Wave in stock. And, you know, they don't tend to have like a whole slew of them. So it's like if you see them, you need to grab them with a quickness because they're going to be gone really quick in that damaged package setup. So let me see here if I can still pull up the window. I was like, oh man, I need to hurry up. And of course, before the time I was able to get to checkout and get to $79, he was gone. And I was like, oh man, so close, but so far. So yeah, this is my life on Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe. And I was like, oh man. So they had Chris Star, they had Princess Power or Power Princess, they have Black Panther, all those guys. I was like, yes, I can get this wave or the ones I want for cheap. And then of course, gone. Just like NSYNC once said. And Beltran, I got Tunnel Rat and Jada Kim Masters. I didn't even know Kim was out. Where'd you get him from in Beltran? Topher Supreme, Wolf Spiders, neat. I'm enjoying it. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. So no issues with the torso articulation. That was a major issue for me in addition to the head sculpt. Lawson says Wolf Spider is fine. Looks great in person. I like the yellow accents on his uniform. I would have liked the second head for sure, Jeffrey, since he's a totally new character. I'm wondering if there's some other figure from some other line that I could swap it out every so often, like have the unmask when he's chilling or not on a serious mission, but when he's undercover hanging with Night Force, he can then take that mask and put it on. You know, I keep going with all these stories, imagining what Larry Hama would do with them. DJ Jedi, what's up, Jeff and gang? What's good? What's good? It's Thursday, hanging out with you fine folks and having a good night. Excuse me, DJ Jedi, I hope you're doing well too. Good evening, Rodney. How are you, my man? Roberts, Infinite Realm says, I got some clearance sale deals. Nice. Swamp Thing, Ultimate Shawn Michaels, Ultimate Warrior from Halloween Havoc, Dracula, and Marion Ravenwood. Where did you get these good clearance sales from, my man? Savage Land, what's up, brother? I got Greg the Hammer on clearance. It's a solid elite. The new Hulkamania Wave of Legends are solid as well. Hey, Savage Land, did you do a video breaking them down? If so, drop a line, let everybody know where they can check you out outside of, hey, Savage Land. Check them out on YouTube, guys. X, I think I'm going to dip my toe into the Mayfex pool. X, I've got some great news for you, and you might consider this a big push into the pool, but if you want to go down that rabbit hole, and I would definitely recommend it for DC figures, but today on Big Bad Toy Store, they've got the Magneto that so many people here rave about. Say it's one of the best figures for $78.74 and the Storm for $57.74. So that's really great prices for some really strong figures that a lot of people on here swear by in terms of awesome, good figures. Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store are having all kinds of great clearance deals right now. So check them out. Big Bad Toy Store does stuff every day right now. So it is like, oh man, what's here? What's going on? I was able to get, and he's not on sale right now, but I'll show you guys. So I got, he's 12% off or $37.99. I was able to grab this dude because he was on sale earlier this week for 19, no, I think it was 17.99. So it was a really great price. Got him for that price and very excited. Of course, they've got their really sweet $4 flat rate shipping. You can't beat that. So it's not like, oh man, I've got to figure out a way to get $35 to get my shipping requirements met. That's awesome. Get that really easily. So really great pickup. I was very happy with that. So definitely check out BBTS Entertainment Earth because they've been doing big sales, big specials basically every day lately. And also, don't want to forget the good folks over at Hasbro Pulse because they've been starting to get into this whole, hey, maybe we should be the supplier of some of these discounts as well. So you take a look. Oops, let me show you all and not just recite it. So you go here and they've changed their clearance section. I guess they decided that was a little too low brow for them. So they changed it now to outlet. And I guess that makes it sound a little bit classier, but you know, this is clearance. Is their clearance section, and they put up some really good things as of late. So the Sentinel they had, not quite the Ross price. I think people were finding that for $10, but this Killmonger I mentioned earlier, 1782. They've had some really good deals for things that you would actually want, and pretty good deals on those. And they have continued to add more things. So it's not a situation where, oh man, I came here 1 month and they've got the same stuff. They've been rocking a lot of new stuff and things that I was like, oh wow, okay, I actually want that. So let me grab this now that it's on sale. So lots of Indiana Jones Adventure Series figures. So if you had your eye on them, good time to grab them. Like I mentioned last week, they've got the Marvel Legend 2-packs, really good prices for those. The Hawkman and Sky Cycle is a great price because at Target, when they did their deepest clearance of this that I saw, because you know people were grabbing them right away, overfud, they got them for $25. So having Hasbro Pulse dropping these to $29.91 is a really good deal. So if you missed out on a really sweet figure, that Hawkeye is awesome. Grab them because it's a great price. Let's see what else they have over here. Vintage collection figures, still a little bit too expensive, which is wild. Let's see what else. Oh, the Minotaur. That's a good price for him. And this was a really good price. I wish I had seen this earlier. They have the Marcus Brody and Renee Bullock for $20. So that's $10 a figure. That was a really good deal on them. And more Indiana Jones stuff is selling. I can't believe the Dial of Destiny indies sold out. That's wild when we've got all these other ones. So lots of good stuff here. Lots of good deals. Oh, this one just sold out. Take a look at some of the stuff that hits the sold out section actually comes back and returns. So I make sure to check it at least 3 times a week because they have specials and they keep bringing them back. Well, it just rolled through real fast. So we finally got some G.I. Joes in the mix too. That's nice to see. I think one of you all mentioned that you were looking for Adam Warlock $15.91. So these are down to 15. So that's a good price. Like I said, they have a ton of the Adventure series from Indiana Jones. Let me see here real fast. Oh, yes. So this is back in. This was sold out earlier. Not quite the $9 over at Kids Warehouse, but Rogue is on sale. This set that was really expensive, $77.99, is now $49.04. That's en route. I grabbed that because it came back in stock. It's weird to me because this one's cheaper than the Jubilee Storm and Forge set that I thought was less desirable. We got some Black Series. I got Papalu earlier, and Papalu, and really happy with that figure. Definitely wasn't going to pay $25 for him, so happy with that. Chewbacca from Return of the Jedi. Y'all know if this chain comes off? I don't know yet, but I feel like I will buy him if the chain is removable, but I don't need a slave Chewbacca is my sole representative of him in the movie. So Bib Fortuna, this set, if you want to pay a little bit more, is also available. And then this Way of the Puff Adder set, pretty decent prices for those, unless they show up at Burlington, etc. More Star Wars Black Series figures here as well. Just a ton of stuff. Lots of Transformers as well. Really good Han Solo from the Black Series with his indoor look. And these guys are going to pick these up soon. Mon Mothma and Luthen from Andor. Going to grab them soon, just not yet. And then we got Biggs, we got Cassian. And these are even cheaper. Nice to see those there as well. So a ton of good stuff. And they keep adding things. So if you've missed out on something, definitely check here, because there's a pretty good chance they'll come back. And I also picked up this Obi-Wan because I needed this one from Obi-Wan. and grabbed him when he finally got back in there. So a ton of great stuff. Check them out. Like I said, lots of opportunities to get some stuff you might have missed out earlier. And if you don't have a Ross or Ollie's around, definitely a good way to go to pick up some of these figures cheap. Then Doom. I got a Gundam Marvel Legends Star-Lord original costume, and my 3-0 Storm Shadow was delivered. It's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Send me some pictures when you get done with that one. Carlos. They did put out Prime and Megatron. Megatron can be a little better articulation-wise, but still great figures. Optimus is a fantastic figure. He is John. I finally got the Marvel Legends Mindless One Bath Wave. Still waiting on my retro Spidey Wave to arrive from my pre-order months ago. Where'd you pre-order it from? Can't wait to get Jack-O-Lantern in my hand. Yeah, he looks like he's gonna be a really good figure. Chamberlain, nice pickups, Jeff. I didn't get anything in the wild, but I got those 2 Range Vipers I posted. Hookhausen, Dread, Samus Aran, Metroid, nice. SH Figure Arts, Spidey 2099, and General Hulk all delivered. You had a good mail haul. I feel like the best thing when you order stuff online is getting something new every day. It's like, yes, what's coming? And of course, you got the Hasbro Pulse spoiler. Your order of this thing is coming. I almost feel like I shouldn't pay attention to it just so I can be surprised, like, what's coming in the mail today? Lost it. Wonder Woman figure is actually better in person. The face paint is better than it looks online, too. That's good to hear. Good head sculpt overall. Just wish it had a bit more attitude in the expression. The Tins are happy. Yeah. She seems like she's slightly perturbed as opposed to warrior mode or something. 80s given the 90s. I just finished my Funko Pop section. Spoilers, it's all Star Wars. I mean, you got Luke Skywalker in your avatar this week. I got to figure you got to have a good representation. Star Wars figures. David Thanos. Finally got my second Hogan 3-pack to open, holding on to a closed one to hopefully get it signed. Well, you know, brother. Good thing you get a 3-pack of Vince McMahon, huh? James Green. Jeffrey, do you think Legends will have a lot of comic figures this year since the movie figures are on hold? I got to assume they're going to do something Deadpool related because that's one of their few. I don't think based on how quickly Agatha went to clearance, they're going to do anything with that show. I don't anticipate any Agatha figures coming anytime soon. But yeah, I feel like they probably got to go a little bit harder into comic books or go, hey, we didn't cover this figure in movie land before. So maybe we'll see some figures like I guess we already did get a Quicksilver, but some of those movie figures they didn't do. Maybe they'll go back as like a legacy celebrating Infinity Saga. So we might not be done with movie figures this year. Just hopefully, probably not as many as we've had lately. I mean, I can't imagine there are going to be a lot of Echo figures. Probably Echo, got a Kingpin. I know what else we could get figure-wise from her show, so maybe not. Penguin. Picked up the Spidey Amazon 5-pack for 56 doll hairs. Could say bang for buck. Although everyone in that pack needs to be updated already. That's terrible. That's been the thing with that set. I've been really like, yeah, like the Fly and Razorback. I kind of want those figures, but I keep feeling like I'm paying just for those because Molten Man seems like he should be on a bigger buck. Silvermane, not quite hitting it for me, so I just feel like, I don't know what price point it's going to be for. Like, I've got to grab it right now, but it's still not that price yet. Carlos also picked up a crazy amount of Jack-specific Mario figs, my favorite new line. The variation of figures is crazy. Is Jack's the one? Yeah, they're having some of those figures on clearance at Target if you haven't picked them up yet. TJ Jedi, no new acquisitions this week, but I finally cracked open that Marvel vs. Capcom War Machine. It looks great in hand. Picked up a Hot Wheels Thunder Tank at Target a few weeks back. Total impulse buy. Nice. I didn't even know they were doing Hot Wheels Thundercats. David Thanos got the NECA Murphy figure. All the reviews I see on YouTube, it looks dope. Yeah, it does. I can't believe all those options they have. The shot up hand, the just detached arm. Wild with him. Judge Drez, what's up, bro? What's up with you? Jamelin, Wolf Spidey's okay. I wish I had a file card to read about him. Remember I told you about how I got 2 by mistake? Well, the backpack peg on one of them won't fit in. He might get kit bashed. That's the one thing I'm finding with these. That's like my one issue. The backpacks, their pegs aren't quite as perfectly snug as the old school retro figures, where it's like, damn, you didn't have to worry about them spinning. They're spinning. You don't have to worry about that. But these, it's like, you're gonna stay on? No, great. Outpack. Outback is really good though. I haven't had no problem with Outback's pack. Oh, your classic Superman is shipped yesterday. Forgot about that one. Nice. Just Dreds. I was waiting for High Toys King Ghidorah, but it got set back another month. That's no good. I'm devastated since I actually had the money for a pre-order. I know that feeling. It's like, yes, take it right now. I've got my Captain America in-game Hot Toys figure coming through next month. I'm really excited to get him. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I got Thor, I have Captain Marvel, now I've got Cap, and I'm trying to figure out, do I go Hulk or do Iron Man next? Which one should I do? Oh, Ramen Toys didn't notice that my pre-ordered Goldwing card shipping soon. Mask. Love how you suddenly dropped that BVD New Edition reference. Thank you for catching it. I always wonder sometimes if y'all are noticing those, and I'm just kind of sprinkling in there every so often. Monsters Go Home. Hellcat needs a new release on the new Widow body with better matching arm leg. So you mean this figure? Yeah, she needs it. Absolutely. Felix, big thanks, Jeff. I just ordered that villains pack. Happy to help. And I'm, because it's like it's a deal. Go run for it. So I'm glad you were able to get it. Pre-orders suck. I wish that you could decide if you could pay for it right then, or if you could pay for it, they give you like, hey, in another week or 2 weeks, we're about to take the payment out. Because I find that's the real thing with pre-orders where it's like, got the money right now, take it. And then it's like all of a sudden, it's delayed, and then I can go splurge. Wait, I've got this pre-order that's charging tomorrow. Ski Raider, let's get these figures better. Your efforts really help, Jeffrey. Thanks, fam. Thanks, chat. They're watching these streams. Figures get better, hopefully. Jesus Hernandez, first time. Love your show. Thank you for watching, man. Appreciate it. And thank you for hanging out with us on the live. Don't let it be the last time. Snake Eyes. Hey, Jeff, did you see the McFarlane Catwoman and the Batpod from Dark Knight Rises? I did. I also noticed that she's a McFarlane Toys exclusive, or the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive, which is not great. The Christian Bale figure is pretty cool, though. Wow, this stuff is crazy. He had a really great deal on this. I mean, McFarlane really comes through. I mean, I hate that shipping because the shipping is kind of wild at times, but man, he delivers for you guys. Oops, there we go. Let's take you off. But if you were able to get on this and get this set, you got the Batpod and Catwoman in Skydive Hong Kong Batman for $79.99. That's a fantastic deal when you consider that the Catwoman and Batpod was $69 by itself. I don't think that's a terrible price. I think they did a really nice job with this Batpod, so it's not like, oh, this sucks, but man, that's pretty good. Catwoman doesn't look too bad. I am very curious what happened to her hand, but she looks solid. I feel like she can actually ride it with no problem, which is great. But yeah, this was a killer price to get this and the Batman for just tack on Batman for $10. So yeah, I think it's pretty decent. Did you pre-order it, Snake Eyes? G-Brew, I highly recommend the Magneto and Storm Aphex figures. They're both absolutely phenomenal. Excellent figures. Lost. I think I might use one of the heads from the G.I. Joe Recon Diver for Wolf Spider's second head. We'll have to paint the skull cap green, but an easy custom. That's a good idea. Seems like everyone slept on Grimsword. Yeah, Judge Dreds, I feel like he's a really nice figure. I feel where I was holding out was I wanted War Duke first, and then I was like, oh, man. And I was like browsing around because I was like, oh, man, I missed out on these figures. And then I saw Grimsword for like a really cheap price. I was like, this seems like it's too good to be true. And then I grabbed it when Big Bad Toy Store had it for the same price. I was like, there you go. I know these guys. I trust them. No problems. And yeah, you should be here any day now. So that's exciting. Jamelin, I think Will Spider will grow on us if when he shows up in other media. I just had an idea. I might swing by Ollie's and grab it. That Kumail Nanjiani Internals figure for an unmasked head. That is a great idea. I feel like he would work. Who's his character in Eternals? to do this really quickly and fast. Listen, Kingo. Jeez. I don't even know if you need to go that far. If you got them by you, Big Bad Toy Store has him for $750. And yeah, that could work. It does have a bit of a cock in your head. I would love to see what that looks like on the figure if you grab it, though. Nice idea. M. Beltran, hype for the Mayflex Superboy. Want to see them make Red Hood and Lobo. I want to see Mayflex do all of them. Just there's no limits to what I want to see. But if they stick to that 90s, that 80s time frame where we get the satellite era Justice League, Batman and the Outsiders, Justice League International, the whole big events of the 90s, from Death of Superman, Nightfall, Emerald Twilight, all that good stuff. And I guess I don't know if I want to go as far as Infinite Crisis, but there's some good stories and good characters in that. So I don't know. But if we get to those 90s events, I would be really happy. Felix is not removable on Chewie. Thank you. I've been trying to figure that out. I was like, every picture looks like he's got it on. That's interesting. I wonder if I could just cut it off and not have a big gap around this. Because I love that he's got the hair sculpt from Return of the Jedi. I feel like that's one of those nickel and dime deals that they do where it's like, we could make the chain removable, or we could make him pay for another one. Just don't understand it when they do that. If Chewie's chain comes off, his hair would still be sculpted with a creased area. Thanks, Jalen. That's I don't understand why they do this stuff sometimes. Lawson, the masked head of Dr. Doom from that Captain Marvel Doom set is really the best Doom head sculpt so far. Wish a green hood matched the 80s figures colors because I totally use it for that one. I didn't even realize they were that different. David, they need to add that snow job. I'm hoping they add him, for everybody missed out, but I really hope Tripwire comes on there soon. Or I'm just going to wait till the next Pulse sale and grab him because I got him in my sights. Maybe the Cobra Valkyries, if they're still around there. Because there's so much stuff. It's like, man, I have so many more Joes to go through. And I'm like, I have reviewed a bunch, but I still have a massive column of them to knock out. Let's see, Ski Raider. One more recommendation. May require painting to red hair with a wash. Icarus kind of looks like barbecue. Jalen Parks, Lawson, still want to have for the Vipers, buddy. That might work. I don't normally buy MCU stuff, but might make an exception to get that head. Man, if Jamelin, if this works, you're going to be Ollie's best friend. We should all go when we pick up these Eternal figures and tell them, Skew Raider and Jamelin brought us here to get these Eternal figures off of your shelf so you can finally get them off and blow that mountain of dust behind those figures away. John Morrissey says, I pre-ordered the retro Spidey Wave on day one from Hasbro Pulse. As usual, I am last for my shipment. What did I ever do to piss off Hasbro? They're almost good because you're going to get them last. So when YouTubers start putting their videos, you got like 3 more months before they show up. Excuse me. That was weird. David Thanos, I got the Bell to Bell Legion of Doom and Steiner Brothers. They don't like the world on fire. I had to get them 2 of my favorite tag teams. Now I need the Midnight Express. They would be cool. I really need elite Ultimate Editions, preferably versions of the Steiners, the Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express. I'd be okay if that was all I could get. Maybe telling Arn. Hopefully Arn's about to leave out of there, out of AEW, until he can come back under the Legends contract so I can get some more versions of him. I really like that. Lawson, I wish that Marvel Legends would do some crazy. Like give us Gru the Wanderer figure for a start of an epic line or something. That would be fun. Then Doom got an email from Big Bad Toy Store saying that Mayflex Batman Hush figure is getting ready to be shipped. That's nice. Dang it, I missed one of Jeff's 80s, 90s music references. He's quick, Jamie. In and out. G-Bro, Deluxe Ninja Psylocke on the blank hyper-articulated female buck the ML team said they're also sculpted when they did that Black Widow. It restores multiple heads, hands with power effects. All right. Grim Sword isn't bad, but I think War Duke is better when they both came out. Kelly, are you saying Storm's gone already? That's no good. My alert and warning for you guys is faulty then. And that's not very helpful if I'm telling you stuff is sold out. Grab it. It's already going. Oh, maybe not Storm. Who's out already? Lost. Is it me or does that Crisis Superman figure, Superman from Earth 2, look like he's been gumming sour apples? Just so many issues. So many issues. Jamelin. Okay. Her hand, Jeff, I think Catwoman was left-handed behind the gas tank. It was. I was just making a poor joke. But yeah. I think that figure's going to look good. I'm really looking forward to see what people say about her when they have her in hand and see how she scales with the Christian Bale Batman. Collect to disconnect. Going to my first ever G.I. Joe convention this year, the one in DFW. That's cool. Let me know what you think about it. I would love to see all those diorama sets they have for those, because people go wild with their G.I. Joe sets. So that'd be really cool. I mean, from the retro, from the old school versions to the classified series, and bringing out all their armies of his tanks. Nick Fury, what up, Jeff? What's up, man? How are you tonight? Doc Avenger. Yeah, I got my Mezco Dr. Doom. Sweet! And my Sorcerer Supreme Dr. Strange accessories pack. And Fire and Ice figure Dark Wolf. Hope they do more for Facetta figures. He does look very cool. Into Me Snob. Saw Misty Knight in the thumbnail. Glad I didn't miss the stream. What's up, man? You did not miss the stream. We're here for a while. So yeah, I haven't even gotten to our question of the night. The accessory package from 5K Toy. Oh, one of my buddies picked that up too. Let me know what you think about it. Yeah, Lost, and I hope McFarlane makes Ambush Bug look skinny too. If he's too big, that's going to be a problem. He should not be a beefy, bulky type character, so I hope he doesn't reuse another hero Buck for it. It needs to be original Buck that's thinner. You got to figure he's probably going to use that Superboy Nightwing Buck, but that's going to be too big. I heard we're getting Retro Stalker, Cobra Commander. I would love to see what they do with Retro Stalker. Would they make his head sculpt younger looking? That's the way to go. Excuse me. Maybe give him slightly more of a rounder fade, younger looking, no scar on the head. There's different ways they go Retro Stalker. Very curious to see what they do. Into Me Snob. Just saw the new McFarlane Black Man in the wild. He's not really my want, but he looked good enough, so I also had to pick him up. Nice. I do think that's a nice looking figure. And I'm stacking my Target Red Circle rewards so I can figure out something to use. Maybe Superman. I may grab him. Hopefully tomorrow. Cheever, I really want Mayfex to make both the classic Goblin Queen and literally any Starfire. I don't care which costume, just give me Corey. They knock him out the park. Mayfex wouldn't care about Cleaves. They would not. And maybe that's their best option. And with X-Men 97, Goblin Queen's going to be back in, have a little media tie-in. So maybe, fingers crossed, we could see her. Oh, X. My oldest son picked up 11 Crimson Guard figures from Ollie's. I mean, you got to guilt your son into going, son, I literally brought you into this world. You can give me 5 of those Crimson Guards. Man, that's a good army he's got. Doc Renner, so glad I canceled that Super 7 Doc. Won't fit him classifies and it's too expensive. Yeah, those figures are just way too tall and too big. I'm curious, though, who all grabbed that latest wave of Super 7 Joe figures and if their skin tones match up any better with the original wave or whatever. Because that first set looked pretty good, and then the second one was like, The third one, I guess, will be the real determinant. Lost, I'm a really old school wrestling fan. I grew up watching Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, so I love tag team packs, Steamboat Youngblood, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. What about Sergeant Slaughter and Kernoodle, and the Briscoes? There's so many options there. Oh, those bell-to-bell shoulder pads look amazing on the Elite LOD. That's good news, David. That is very good news. Yeah, there's an option. Chibru, I don't know. I mean, I feel like Superman should be pretty easy, smiling, or neutral head sculpt. But I feel like the Action Comics is still the best one. But I'll see when I get this Superman, this classic-esque almost Superman. Northern Nomad. I picked up McFarlane DC Multiverse Gold Label. Owlman. He's already out. Those guys are at Walmart, aren't they? And Vampire Damian Robin. Randall G, what's up? Saw a pic of the single box Dark Knight Rises Catwoman. Looks good. So good to be back where we belong. Felix, that Sorcery Supreme effect pack is nice. It does look cool in those pictures. He wasn't coming off them. Yeah, like, son, grounded. I don't care how old you are. Jalen, I saw that Black Manta too. I was on the fence. It wasn't that long ago that I picked up the Page Punchers one, which isn't bad for a modernized look. Yeah, that solo Black Manta book that they released not that long ago. Chuck Brown, Sanford Green were working on it, and Valentino Delindro, I think that's his name. But that was a pretty solid book and worth grabbing. All right, well, let's see here. Go back into the old agenda, talk about a few more things. Let's see. So on January 30th, oops, let's do that so we can see. There's going to be a HasLab giving you a heads up early, which is I appreciate, for Transformers celebrating its 40th anniversary. More than meets the eye. 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's a little earlier than normal. Normally they're at 11 or at noon, so that's interesting. They're going in that time frame. January 30th, we're going to find out if we got the touch or if we got the power with this thing. So that'll be really interesting. I'm curious if they go Transformers the movie, if they go with something else. Really interested to see what they do. What are you guys hoping to see if they were to do another HasLab, or what do you want to see from this HasLab for Transformers? Ski Raider, Chief Wahoo McDaniel is about to drop in Power Town Wave 2. Lawson, I love the Briscoes and Sergeant Slaughter and Donna Carnoodle for sure. I dig Flair and Mulligan tag team or Flair Valentine. Also, Tony Atlas versus Ken Patera 2-pack. We need those for sure. Jay Winter, what's up, my fellow toy lovers? What's up, Jay Winter? Been a minute, my friend. How are you? Brian Marcia, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I do appreciate it. We need a new modern Marvel Legends Luke Cage. We do. That figure is like, I have the Luke Cage from the MCU, sort of, kind of, Netflix U standing in, but he really feels a little bit out of sorts hanging with the rest of those guys because he's a little bit too small. And as much as I want to go, yeah, he's good enough, he's not quite good enough. And I feel like they could do better. Actually, here you go. I haven't posted this figure review yet because he's old and no rush to get him out there. Thanks to my guy Mike Hex, I was able to get him. But here is the Luke Cage from MCU Netflix version hanging out with his new Avengers teammates Sentry and Captain America. And he looks decent enough, but he definitely doesn't look super powered, superhuman like he should. So I'd love to see a better version of him coming soon because I feel like he's long overdue for that. So yeah. Thank you again, my friend, for the super chat. Afton Chow, Transformers has that? Yes, sir. G-Brew, this year is chock full of anniversaries. Godzilla 70th, Alien 45th, Ghostbusters, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's wild. I can't believe we're at a point where Ninja Turtles has a massive anniversary. I feel like Ghostbusters, like, yeah, that makes sense, but geez, wow, that's really crazy. Jay Woods, what's up, man? I'm gonna get to yours in a second. I'm going to come back to it. Remember to keep it in the chat for me because we're almost there, but not quite yet. Quamel, hope the HasLab is Broadside. All right. Tell me what era Broadside was in because as a G1 guy, I don't remember Broadside at all. But let me know so I can pull up a picture real fast. I have no idea. Jeffrey, man, I have so many ideas. Not sure which to pick for a 40-year drop. Ski Raider, I'm totally not sure which way they're going to go with that. Snake Eyes. Jeff, it's the Detroit Lions against your team. Yeah, the Lions are playing the Niners. So hopefully I won't be the one disappointed come Sunday night or Monday. However time that wraps up. All Things Toys. What's up? The Hasbro G.I. Joe team can redeem themselves with a retro card of Falcon. You need to do a lot with Falcon. David Thanos also got the Robin Vampire. Had to look through a lot of them. A lot of the figures have all the teeth out of his mouth. That's not good. Got home. Jeez, and the peg snap? That's not good. I don't really find a lot of stories of poor quality control with McFarlane toys. So hopefully that was just a really bad batch. And maybe you need to go to another Walmart, hopefully. That's no good. Anthony Snob, my Joy Toy Wolfman just came in. I wish I could have gotten more. I just pre-ordered my loose collector robe. Can't wait. That's cool. Jamelin says a new Devastator. A new, better Omega Supreme. But I don't know if either are HasLab worthy. I just got an Omega Supreme. I just got whatever that Kingdom Siege version of Omega Supreme. How would they make this one better? Very curious. Would they just make it more massive? Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Jay Winter. I know Night Thrasher just came out a few years ago, but it came out before I got back into collecting. I would love for a release of him. I need that in my life. Yeah, I mean, he's got different outfits too. And at least his first 2 or 3 attires would be fine for Marvel Legends. But I was posing mine, and I kind of feel like they could probably design a better book body for him than the Beetle one, which is fine. But I think they could probably do a better one now. That Luke Cage looks cool, but Hasbro can do better. They could, 80s kid. You're right on that one. David Thanos, can't wait for that Captain Luke from the Legend set. We need more managers. They've done a pretty decent job. I still feel like, whatever way we can get Slick, we need to get him. But we've gotten Jimmy Hart, got Bobby the Brain, Captain Luke's coming. We need Mr. Fuji. He's a glaring absence at this point. We got Paulie Dangerously. I'd love to get a Teddy Long, but I feel like they've done pretty good in terms of getting managers out there. Quamel Broadside was a G1 Triple Changer. So let's see. Thank you. Oh, maybe I should restate. I know about the figures from the cartoons. I don't remember. Did he make the cartoon? I don't remember him at all, but that does seem like it would be a worthy HasLab figure. Ski Raiders, sweet Christmas. They're coming back too. So it's time for some more Luke Cage and the rest of the Defenders. Yes. They'll never make him. So no shot on Broadside. I feel like that would have been a worthwhile one. That's a vibe. I think that X-Men 97 Bishop body would be a nice build for a new Luke Cage figure. That could work. I can see that. Would they do a transforming Cybertron? Huh. Maybe they I guess they could. We've already had a HasLab Unicron. But I missed out on it the first time because I didn't have a Transformers collection outside of my masterpiece at that point. But now I'd probably be on board for it. Kelly Cox, I'll cheer for you. I'll cheer for the Niners for you, Jeff. But did you see that game? I agonize over every second of that game until the second interception. That's because Brock can't play in the rain. It's supposed to be nice and sunny on Sunday. So hopefully that'll be a lot better. Randall G, Superpowers 40. Would love a Texas Outlaws 2-pack. Blackjack Mulligan versus Kevin Sullivan 2-pack. That devil. An updated 87 Barry Winner. Please. Nikita Call out 2-pack with red tights and black tights. Chateau Tony. Yeah, we need both of those. Snake Eyes, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. If your team wins, I'm happy for you, Jeff. Well, you know what? Snake Eyes, I'm going to extend that same thing to you. If your Lions win, I'll be happy for you. I hope I'm happy, though. So, you understand what I'm saying. DJ Jedi, MCU Luke Cage is still somehow low-key Hasbro's best version of the character. Still, yeah, I mean, the other ones were just like, what are you doing? And I was like, maybe I should track down the Thunderbolts version. It's like, nah, that figure's not great. But this one, I mean, he's a fine placeholder until we get a better one. There are a few third-party Omega Supremes that are a little larger and have lights. Ooh, lights. I don't see that's that weird thing. It's like, ooh, lights. But then with my Hot Toys, the lights are such a pain because they have the teeny tiny batteries that are so hard to get in there. So, yeah. Doc Avenger, sorry, man. I'm rooting for the Lions. You guys can root for whoever you'd like to. All I care about is my Niners winning. Speaking of most, going to cheer for Detroit. That franchise had a rough history. Oh, if they had NFC championships dropped because Jaquiski Tart could not catch an interception from Matthew Stafford, or had their quarterback have his elbow messed up in the first round. Anyway, go. Ravens versus Lions in the Super Bowl? David, I don't know if I can watch that Super Bowl. Into me snob. I got a what if for you in the MCU. What if Luke Cage trained with Sam Wilson, Captain America, to become an agent? But is that figure? I don't quite understand the last part of your question. They're having more what ifs, and they're gonna have Sam Wilson, Captain America, show up in costume. So I don't know. I mean, those options are fun with what if they take advantage of what they've laid out in the MCU already. Chamberlain, my man, Niners. Thank you. X. I wish Hasbro would keep giving us more multi-packs. I loved when they did the Alpha Flight set because it was like, yes, here you go. Here's the whole team. And that was perfect. And then they could do a 3-pack. They could give us Box. They could give us Madison Jeffries. They could do Marina. They could do a better version of Guardian as opposed to the McFarlane head sculpt with the. I don't know why he looks so mad. It was terrible. Lefty Two Lions, it's 9 p.m. Do you know where your figures are? What's up, Lyle's Figure Files, Lyle's Movie File crew? What's up, Lefty Two Lions? I meant U.S. agent. There you go. Thank you. I was like, I can't really figure it out. I appreciate it. All right, let's see here. Now, it's that time. I posed the question. All right, I posed the question. That wasn't my question. Let me see if I can pull it up. Since I take the time to come up with a whole graphic and everything. Let's try that again. There we go. Riveting podcast. All right. So this question comes to us courtesy of my Niners friend, ally, Jalen Parks. And his question was, what characters have gotten the worst treatment from our favorite toy lines? Who do they always seem to give the worst head sculpts? Who deserves better? In this one, there are so many choices. But when I read that, I said, oh, here's 5 right away. And then I kind of went into the figure room and said, yeah, he needs a better figure. She needs a better figure. So do they. So I have asked you all a ton. So let's see here. Lawson, you said, I'd love to see a new claw figure. Didn't like the previous versions. Want a more Kirby-esque figure. Constrictor without snake teeth and the Maniac cop jaw. Want Mass Medusa figure. Frightful 4. Yeah, she needs, I don't know what they can do with her, but she needs a better figure. I was posing another figure that I have not shown you all or anybody because I haven't posted the review yet. But I opened up my Karnak figure who is on his own just fine, but he's making Black Bolt look too small. And you can see here, Medusa just does not, I mean, she's leaning on her hair and her right foot because she can't stand up just based on how her head is so heavy. They need to figure out a better way to execute her. And Karnak's way too tall. I mean, I love everything else about the figure, but he's too tall. So just shrink him down. I wouldn't be upset if he had a more elongated head. But the fact that he's taller than Black Bolt, it's a real problem. So yeah. Devin Bernard. I need a West Coast Avengers Wonder Man in the black and red outfit from the 80s. Yeah, with the mullet going full force. Because I feel like we sort of have that version, but the mullet is lacking. Doc Avenger, Invisible Woman. I don't mind that first Walgreens one, but I think the rest of them have not been as good. It's weird because she should be easy to do right. And she's one that would benefit from that Black Widow body too, so she could do more cool stuff. David Thanos, worst head sculpts, Bret Hart. He was really a figure that I was like, he's going to be on my list for sure. I feel like they've not quite managed to do him just right. But I feel like every so often they come up with a head sculpt that works for him. But you're right. He's one, and I feel like they could do better figures. And there's so many that are like, okay, this one's fine, I suppose. This one's not bad. But yeah, there's some weird deals with his figures where it's like, we should have better versions of Bret. We should have that definitive head sculpt of him because there's so many. It's like, nope, this didn't do it right either. Oh, there we go. So, but what kind of gave me pause was this original one that they gave us. And this figure could be better still too. But, oops, Let's try it that way. There we go. This one actually looks like Bret. And I think this one's probably the best head sculpt that they use. So because of this, he just managed to avoid it. But if you see, his skin tone is off, not matching. I love to see that fixed. And then we got this one, which isn't bad either. This is the King of the Ring head sculpt. Not a bad one, but then he has some other ones which are just terrible, as Charles Barkley would say. And it's like, what are y'all doing? And I just can't quite figure out what's happened with his head sculpts and why they have so much trouble getting the iconic Bret Hart head sculpt. It's just like, dude, what's happening? So here's a great example. This latest Ultimate Bret Hart figure. Head sculpts could be better. It's just, I don't know what their problem is. It's like his hair is too far back. It's like he's got the George Jefferson hairline going. This one has it all over his face. Not quite really well done. So yeah, he's for sure. His figures have not been excellently executed. So yeah, I'd like to see a better one for him too. Kumail, yes, to the West Coast Avengers Wonder Man. Wonder Man still has like plenty of looks that still need figures. I love to see his original costume, the West Coast Avengers one, and then he has some really wild color ones in between that safari jacket, the original look that Wasp designed, and Wasp should never ever be a fashion designer with how she does stuff. Nick Fury, Misty Knight. Oh yeah, she's pretty terrible, like all around. And when I move her out of the way so I get to my other figures, she's always like looking at me. And when I'm in my room, in my figure room, I cannot look away because she's like hypnotizing me with her eyes, looking on both sides. And just so much wrong with this figure. I mean, when I opened it, I was like, oh, this isn't great. Now, this is before they discovered that, yes, we can make our female figures with bicep articulation. She actually has a physique, which is nice. That's different from so many plank Marvel Legend women figures we've got coming lately. And I like the idea with the head sculpt. I see what they were going for, but the hair makes her way too heavy, so she topples over. She has no great support because of that. They didn't really do too much with her cybernetic arm, which I would have loved to have seen. So yeah, she needs an overhaul big time because work is needed. And I know Lawson says Misty sees you all over because it's like going all over. It's too bad she can't shoot optic blast. David Thanos says McFarlane Superman head sculpt. X. We talked about it before, but we need a better Misty Knight. Yes. And Felix says yes, Misty for sure. G Brew. I know we got him last year, but we need a do-over. Chamber, head is great, torso is fine. I hate his banana peel feet and his overly long arms. It's not great. That's not good. Because it's probably gonna be a long time before we get a new one of him. Kelly Cox, one figure that I'd like to see redone is Speedball and get it right this time. Yeah, I'm with you. Speedball is such a disappointing figure. Son, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed because I don't understand how, there's some figures they just need to bite the bullet and go, all right, we need to do a new head sculpt or a new body for this figure. Speedball is definitely one. I think there's so much they just did not get right with him at all. So, I mean, I did this in my review because I was so upset with how he turned out. But yeah, I mean, it's like his head sculpt kind of sort of has a smile, but it's not youthful. And you see how he looks here in New Warriors with his hair just kind of up. And he's got those energy balls that are always around him. And I feel like they could have done something. And that doesn't make us all go to Can of Beans and go, please help this figure. They didn't get his goggles right. And, they don't even have goggles in this original look. So I don't know what they were doing there. And they did get the paint right on his attire, but he's too tall, way too tall. I mean, why is he as tall as the rest of the New Warriors? He should be like here to everybody else. And I got bow-legged Firestar, so maybe I need a new one of her. But yeah, Speedball needs an immediate improvement. Lawson, Thing deserves much better head sculpts. Medusa's hair needs more body to it at the top. She's a Medusa because her hair is long. It's because her hair is big. Everywhere. Spider-Man number 62 cover. Skew Raider. Luke Skywalker, usually. The head sculpts. Finally getting some better ones. I agree. I mean, at first it was like, y'all doing the sculpts like this with him? But yeah, I feel like that Dagobah training head sculpt is really excellent. I feel like the Return of the Jedi head sculpts we've gotten are good. The indoor one does the job right. If you keep the helmet on, it looks like Luke, and then you take it off, it's like, what happened? But yeah, I feel like they're starting to turn the corner. I could use a better Bespin because I need super articulation for him swinging around and doing flips and all that stuff. And the one that we have is okay, but not as good as I want. Single joint lady figures and body from Mezco. Better body and better joints for the awesome figures, please. Yes. Falcon from Classified. I feel like he's going to be a super winner in this category. I may pick up the Black Wookiee, Black Carsantin, and don't get the comic book version because if you would, he is one that should be on the list. Fortunately, they gave us a far superior version. But yeah, that original one they went with, it was like a bad catch grab. And not in any kind of good way. It was just such a terrible figure. And this is one that you can get rightfully so for cheap at Amazon. Another of my affiliates is just a terrible figure. I would not recommend grabbing it. But yeah, it's just awful. And just a terrible figure. I mean, the armor is bigger than the figure. It's like, hey, you know what we could do? We could just repaint a Chewbacca figure and call it a day. And that was not the right approach because Carsantin's a cooler character than that. And of course, we got a way better version of him later. And let's go with the Amazon version because Amazon actually has them for a great price and well worth getting for this $19.99. So really solid pickup there for that price for the work they did to actually get Black Carsantin. Correct. So yeah, definitely recommend that one. So go for it, Judge Dress. Henry G. Hey, Jeff, what's up, Thursday crew? A little late to the party. We've been keeping it warm for you. Glad to see you here with us this Thursday. A better hood sculpt? What are you talking about, Doc Avenger? This head sculpt is so amazing. I don't have this figure here because he was on my list. But yeah, this figure is so frustrating just all around. I mean, this should have been an easy figure, but I'm raging. That's awful because he so rarely did that in a comic book. And it's just such a weird decision and a choice for him. Because it's like, where did you get that inspiration for him? Just bad. I mean, he's like a cool character in the sense of how he's portrayed in the comic book. We needed a somber head sculpt. I almost wonder if the Falcon and the Hood head sculpt, if I just swapped them, if they would work better. Because I could hide most of that Falcon head sculpt under the hood and I'd be okay. But yeah, I feel like there's the problem with that set and this figure. He should look better than he does. And this is such an easy layup. And I almost feel like the figure itself kind of sort of has that, but they botched the most important thing to do on a figure on a character called the hood. The hood needs to be able to move beyond me moving the waist. It's just poorly executed, and for sure, figured it needs a better figure right away. Nick Fury, Peter Parker, Purple Man, Jay Winter, WWE's The Rock, has the absolute worst head sculpture I've seen for a photoreal action figure. Really? Jay Winter, I think you're the first person I've ever heard say that. I feel like The Rock figures are awesome. Now, are you talking about the Ultimate Editions? Or are you talking about the regular Elites? Or is there just one that you hate? Because I feel like I've really enjoyed those Rock figures. Rock says, let's see here if I can pull up my figure. Yeah, I'm surprised you said that. I really dig those head sculpts of The Rock. So here's for my review. I did a few years back. I thought that did the cocked eyebrow, people's eyebrow pretty well. Let's see. Got the glasses you can tilt. Have the eyebrows showing again. I don't know. I thought those are really good head sculpts for him. Especially compare him to some of those earlier Elite ones where it's like, I guess that's The Rock. But Ultimate Edition ones, I think, have really good Rock head sculpts. And carry a lot of emotion with him. I'm trying to go to some of these other head sculpts just so you can see. But yeah, we've got cocky, kind of relaxed rock, angry expression, yelling, whatever you want to do, or la, 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 expression in this one, eyebrow cock. I don't know. Let me know what you don't like about those rock head sculpts. Lost. Also want a better Iron Fist. Maybe we're getting a classic big collar version this year, but I'll believe it when I see it. Want a better Crusher Creel? Yes. Its head sculpts haven't been good at all. The only reason I didn't put him in this category is because we got a good one in the Marvel Universe line. That figure's great, but yeah, we haven't gotten a good Marvel Legends version of him at all. Jay Lakers 32. All right, like your basketball team. Arn Anderson definitely needs a better figure at some point. Now, when I put the Power Town Magnum TA, I was like, you know what? Maybe this Arn Anderson is a little bit too small. I'm kind of curious which body I would want for him. Would I want Power Town to do him, or would I just want WWE to take another crack at him? I feel like they need a in between, like a Nikolai Volkov torso and a skinny torso, because they use that with Flair and with Arn and with Tully, and I feel like they needed a middle one where they're kind of sort of not defined, but not too overly fat and too skinny. But yeah, Arn could use a better one. Amble Neidhart looks goofy. I wonder what you think about the Ultimate Edition one that's coming. I don't think that one looks too bad. Anthony Snob, I feel John Cena, Rock Portraits never look good. Farland does the Rock the best, but for some reason, still can't get Jason Momoa right. Yeah, they could be better. Jalen, that is a major issue with Bret Hart. But the King Bret wasn't bad. Yeah, I feel like his are okay. Like there's some where like, man, that looks just like him. I don't feel like I've ever felt like that with any of the Bret figures. Like some Shawn Michaels, they've really nailed. Triple H, I'm like, yeah, that's really good too. Kurt Angle, maybe a character I throw in that category too. Harry G, can everyone tell me why the Target exclusive Ultimate Warrior is so tan that he looks black? Let's see here. Let me pull it up. Let's see. So that one, the Target one, where from SummerSlam 81. So what they've had a problem with is getting those tans and skin tones just so. I really he needs to be redder, but I understood what they were trying to do, and it's just not quite right for Ultimate Warrior's skin tone. It should be more like a hot dog red, and this picture is going to be too low on the resolution to show you. I'm trying to see if I can find a better one. Gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard to say goodbye too. But anyway, let's see if I can pull up a better picture. All right, let's try this one. So Ultimate Warrior is like super tan red. That's what his skin tone should look like. So you see him next to Hogan. Hogan's burnt red. He's been spinning on that 7-Eleven hot dog rotator a little bit too long. And the new Ultimate Warrior figure that they delivered to us is trying to get that a little bit, but I feel like they didn't quite get it just right either. And they went too dark. They had this problem with some of their other ones where they go too far to an extreme championship wrestling. So we got this. It's a little bit, like you said, it's too tan, but we've gotten so many Ultimate Warriors that lack the tan that he needed. So I don't mind this one. I actually like the fact that they got his hair a little bit with some blonde highlights, which is something Ultimate Warrior figures have needed for a long time. So we finally got that squared away. The Weekend Gamer, it's a shame with those Bret Hart figures. You have to keep his shades on at all times. It does feel like that. Robert's Infinite Realms, they just seem to never get Bret right. He's a Han Solo Mattel. Robert, I'm curious, do you think that these new Han Solo figures don't have a pretty good likeness? Because I really thought the at least the Empire ones have been awesome. And I'm with you. I feel like sometimes like you ought to get that Han likeness down. Like he was one of the first ones when I was collecting the Black Series, the first go round. He came out in the Series 2. I was like, that doesn't look like Han, but I like this the Han Solo from Empire, when he's rocking his main attire, I thought that was pretty good. I thought they really did a good job with him. I'm shaking my head. I'm sorry because I keep going trying to find some of these Han Solo figures that I did reviews on, and they're going to everyone except for this Han Solo one from Empire. So I got this one. That's not the one I was going for. So let's see. Let's try it this way. Han Solo. Ugh. Okay, let's try again. Just not trying to cooperate with me. Okay, here we go. Han Solo. So let's see. I didn't think this indoor head sculpt was bad. I thought that was pretty solid. There we go. I mean, I thought this head sculpt was great. I thought they really pulled off Harrison Ford's likeness from Empire. They got the hair down, the likeness. I don't know. I thought this was really good. Tell me what you didn't like about it, if you would. Quamel, I like Wonder Man's original look as well. It's a cool costume. It's almost like, oh man, he got that debuted too early. They weren't ready for him, but I really love that costume. Ski Raider. Shawn Michaels theme music hits for the Bret Hart sculptor entrance. I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. But wow, let's get it right. Yeah, they need to fix it. Jibru, Callisto body needs an upgrade. Yeah, she should not have been on Bunker Storm's body. She needs to be flatter than a pancake, and her clothes need to be raggedy. She needs to look like a lady. Yeah, they glammed her up a little bit too much, and that original John Romita Jr., Paul Ryan look for her. It's the way they should go. I don't need model-less Callisto. Jibru, Bunker Storm. Yeah, I knew which one you were talking about. Ski Raider, small Missy Knight, yes, please. Jalen, your costume is going to be better than what we have for right now. Lost. Marvel needs to improve their marina. Oh, right. Marvel needs to improve their new mute. Oh, yeah. I don't know why we haven't gotten new mutants more either. Comet Misty Knight. They're about to return. Start working on the Marvel Legends team. The Weekend Gamer. Why did Hasbro do Misty Knight like that? Put some respect on her name. Give that queen an update stat. Yeah, it's just a terrible figure. Kamel, I like Hasbro to finish the Alpha Flight team as well. Yes. Intimate Snob says Spider-Woman from Spider-Verse needs a redo too. Marvel needs to improve that Marvel Iron Man Model 9 figure. It's too small in scale. Of course, I don't know which one Model 9 is. Tell me which one that is, please, Lawson. Astonishing Beast is a must. Yeah, 80s kid, they're doing the team. It's time to get him on there. Topher Supreme. I got Speedball at Ollie's for $10, so I have no complaints. I got him cheap too, and I'm still complaining. But that's because I love the New Warriors so much. Falcon from Classified is a must. He absolutely is. Jibru, oh, something I've harped on before. My girl Kate Bishop requires a comic book update. The old fig is too tall, too curvy, and her sunglasses are wrong. Her quiver should be on her back too. Yeah. All right, so John Morrissey says Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, Goliath, Weapon X, Wolverine, and Man Thing. Yeah, I'm with you on all those. Yeah, especially that Goliath. The Goliath is just so he's that Bucky Cap body. I think any Marvel Legends figure that uses that needs an update. So yeah, it's really showing its age now, and all those figures that use it, like, excuse me, you could be redone on the Vulcan mold. Lawson, we need better cloak and dagger figures, updated female buck, and better dagger head sculpt. And cloak really needs a wire cloth cape if any character does. Yeah, but you know we're not getting that. Kelly Cox, I've given up on a new Danny Cash from Legends. Breaks my heart. David Thanos, The Rock Ultimate figure is amazing. I thought so too. Tom Finn, comic classic Valkyrie. First attempt is terrible. Second is on a way too tall body. And she's not even classic anyway, so she works pretty well for the Secret Avengers era style. But yeah, I need a comic one big time. The Weekend Gamer, did on your comments on the Marvel Legends head figure. No alternate. Yeah, he needed that head too. It's just, I felt like they were looking at the hood as like, what is the easiest possible figure we can do? Can we make him cheaper? I just feel like they just executed him so poorly. Miguel Reed says the new Black Widow buck should be used for the next dagger. Yeah, I mean, Black Widow bodies should be used for most of those figures. I mean, there's some like Storm that has a little bit more body to them that could use it, but for Sue Storm, the Wasp, so many characters, Dagger, that body's the one to go with. Lawson said, let's love a classic Marvel Mr. High figure, now with the goofy bowler hat, mutton chops, the classic long hair dude with the Victorian half cloak and string. Yeah, yeah. And it's, well, he's been a Build-A-Figure, so that probably increases his chances of getting a better version of the deluxe figure because we know they love to do that. Dog Vendor says, yeah, I passed on that first one. So glad. Yeah, Hood and the threes that they should go with a cloth cape. Doctor Doom, the Hood, Vision, honorable mentions, Thor, Scarlet Witch. I think they've managed Thor's capes pretty well. But it's hot dog red. I mean, Love DC Lions is just, that's the red for him. McFarlane needs a new Kara Zor-El Supergirl. Last year's Rebirth Supergirl was the most egregious reuse I think I've seen in 25 years of collecting. Yeah, Tom, it was bad. Hot dog red, brother. Yeah. David Thanos, love the Warrior figure, but should have been a tone lighter. But on the other hand, they finally nailed the Hogan in a 3-pack. The NWO Hogan is perfect. This is true. Speaking mostly, Bret Hart and Mark Hamill have faces that are hard to translate into action figures. But, I feel like they're starting to turn the corner with the Luke Skywalker figures because for so often it was like, yep, this isn't good. This isn't good. This isn't good either. This is okay. This isn't good. But yeah, they're starting to fix it now. G-Brew, they need a hyper-articulated teenage girl buck for X-23 Wolverine. She honestly needs to be almost as nimble as Spider-Man. Plus, that buck can be used for Spider-Gwen as well. I don't hate the bodies they're using right now, but, better articulated bodies is never a bad thing. Into me snob. I'd be curious to see if they were to take a genuine redo of the Mandroid. Probably not, unless it was showed up on some cartoon or movie, which they probably should, but yeah. Lost and Wallace, I don't like the classic Taskmaster's face mask. His mask didn't have a full-on skeletal mask with a skull, nose, etc. It's not what he looked like in the Avengers in the 80s. Their Google only extends but so far. 80s kid. We need a Wasp that's similar to the Earth's Mightiest Heroes look, whatever that look is from the comics. They could just do that outfit because, I think Earth's Mightiest Heroes has a lot of fans. Judge Dredd's need a comic abomination. He could use an update for sure. Because they're okay, but they're not good enough. Cyndi Lauper would say they're not good enough for me. All right, so another one that I have to put on my list, and I'm just so upset about this, is my guy, Tim Drake. Robin. He's had bad figures. I don't know if he's had a good one. The DCUC Classics version was weirdly proportioned. Red Robin outfit, and I don't mind that outfit. I thought that was cool, but then they just repainted it for the original look. And there's something with his proportions that are just off. This is, I think, the DCCH version. Also, okay. So from our guys at the Push. And then we get this one. I was so excited to see McFarlane Toys tackling the Nightfall look for Robin. But then his ruler broke, and he's basically the same height as Batman. And that's just, like, the proportions are wrong here because he really could just be any other adult hero with this height. And I don't understand why they got that far and were like, yeah, that's good enough. It's just, this is why I had some issues or started to have my issues with McFarlane because scale matters. It really does. And that's just a terrible interpretation. Thank you. I have to check it out very soon. Speaking mostly, says, I don't collect wrestling or Marvel figures. I only have 2. So not too knowledgeable about those needs. Better figure we're talking about, I do need Class 5 Falcon. Yeah, he does need a do-over. Lefty Two Lions. BK, Marvel Legends agent Sharon Carter needs a web redemption. John Morrissey, Iron Fist, Young Avengers box set, the leader, and Mandarin. Now, what do you don't like about that leader figure? I kind of dig the one that we got. He uses a buck that I think works for him, and the head sculpt's really good, so I'm not quite sure what's wrong with him. Tom Finn, yeah, that Sharon Carter Agent 13 is terrible. Supposed to be getting a new one this year. Yes, it's the legs. They can't stand and keep poses because they did those really awkward heels. She can't hold any weapon either. Another problem. Head sculpt's a little bit too extreme. So hopefully this 3-pack fixes all this wrong. Now she should just absolutely use this Black Widow buck. They don't even have to worry about, oh man, there's a seam running down her belly that shouldn't be there. Shout out Supergirl. So yeah, we don't have to worry about that with Sharon, and she could just be a repaint with a new head sculpt. I think we'll be all set. Tom, don't get the New Mutants. All they needed was a male counterpart to the Danny Moonstar figure. Base body and heads. Yes. Still could do that. I don't know what the deal is. Big Rib. What's up, man? How you doing? G-Brew. Speaking of astonishing X-Men, that 2023 Emma was so bad, she's practically a war crime. If anyone needed a wire cloth cape, it's astonishing Emma. She was just a brick, an awful brick that sucks. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, she's one. And it's weird because she just came out, but she really needs to jump to the front of line of vigor. It needs an update. Pronto. Just poor execution with her. Patrick, how you doing? Jay Wonder, I guess I'll concede on my take on the Rock figures. But can we get a blue Marvel in the OG costume with a mask and unmasked head? I would take that one for sure. And we definitely need that one. WC Lions, A-Force box set She-Hulk ASAP. Yeah, I don't know how I forgot to put her back on my list. She's one that when that question was posed to me, I was like, She-Hulk, she needs a better figure. Snow Glare, I'm holding out for Mayfex Nightfall Robin. Same. And I don't care if it's Nightfall, if it's Hush, whichever way we get them. But yeah, we definitely need that. Also, Jim Lee's X-Men Psylocke needs a 2.0 stat. It's weird that they've done so many Psylocke figures and still haven't quite got the definitive version of her. And I feel like they were to just do like maybe just use a selector body. I think that would work for her now, right? Kelly Cox, who greenlit that Robin? I wish I knew. Jamelin, good point. We don't get many great Robin figures at all. Kenner's superpowers might still be the best. I think you're right. It's just, well, the DCUC Classics Robin, was that Wave 16? That was a really great figure. If you got one that didn't have the broken ankles special feature, I did, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, Tim, I don't know if Tim's ever had a good figure, and he's really struggling. David, looks like they were using meters instead of inches with that Robin. Yeah, he's just all over the place. It's just terrible. X, GW Bridge, Kane, Extreme, etc. Want to see Hasbro update all the OG Toy Biz figures. I probably need to do a list on which ones are still left. I feel like they've gotten to a lot of them, but there are so many of those 90s random X-Men characters that there's probably still a bunch of those at least to do. Lost, I like that leader figure a lot, actually. I like a classic one without the beard, just a stash. But I love the one we got a few years ago. Me too. Robert's Infinite Realms. I don't think we've ever gotten a good 1/12 scale Iceman. Seems so simple, but no. For real, it is so baffling how they have managed to do so poorly with all of the Iceman figures they've done so far. But yeah, he has been one. I'm just like, gosh, why can't you do him right? I mean, he was clearly front and center on my list because he was on the thumbnail, but it's just, why are his figures so bad? We've gotten 3 different versions of him, and not a one has satisfied my take on Iceman yet. It's like they're allergic to doing his figure justice. Let's see, this was the most recent one, the retro version. Gosh, but he's bad. Like the seam down his front, it's just, what were they doing? They botched the Age of Apocalypse version. Like he's one. I don't understand why they can't do Iceman justice. He should be an easy one. but they haven't been able to do him right at all. So for sure him. G-Brew, why is Marvel Legends so allergic to doing a classic She-Hulk that scales right? I mean, just punch in John Byrne She-Hulk to Google. Make a figure of every image that pops up. I think their search engine is broken. Oh, John, the bumpy head leader. Yeah, that one could use an upgrade. Yeah. So there's some figures that have nice alternate looks that we need to start getting. So that one for sure, because that Toy Biz figure is pretty cool. But yes, it's time to retire. Facts on Iceman, says Q Raider. They need to start nailing those. Spidey and Amazing Friends era. Start there and get them right from there. Yeah, he's bad. David, the Scott Hall for the new Monday Night Wars wave is terrible. I saw a review where he's smaller than Hogan. They gave him the G-Modes from the British Bulldog BAP. That's not great. I mean, you figure to start off your new wave of figures, you get that part right at least. British Bulldog short. That's where sometimes where they go with the let's use parts, they kind of mess themselves up because if you're going to do that approach, you need to make sure it scales properly. That scale thing is so important with figures. And when you start shortcutting that, then you've lost the battle before it's even begun. Jane, has Hasbro ever actually nailed anything to humans? Yeah, Black Bolt needs the Vulcan body. Karnak is too tall. Medusa just can't stand or do anything useful. So no, they need a box set. I feel like that's the best way to do them because I think they've done some quality box set work now, and they're not that intensive in terms of character design and stuff that requires a lot of sculpting. Crystal's really simple. Medusa, once they figure out the hair, she'd be easy. Karnak, just size him down some. Black Bolt on the Vulcan mold, we're good. Gorgon's probably the most intense, so maybe go a Triton there instead. Do Gorgon as a deluxe figure. I don't know. Maybe Medusa's your deluxe figure, but they really need to fix the Inhumans because we have not gotten them right yet. Batman animated series Robin figures always seem to get them right, but the regular comic versions, not so much. Yeah. John Morris, he says Onslaught, Blackheart, Iron Man Mark 1B, Gold, and Genis Vell, Captain Marvel. We need a new one of him for sure. I really liked his run when John David was doing. G-Brew, I disagree about Iceman. The AOA Iceman is excellent. I used him in my main 616 X-Men display. Well, see, the problem with him is that his head sculpt looks nothing like how he looked in Age of Apocalypse. They went with the modern X-Force version of Age of Apocalypse Iceman as opposed to the classic storyline. Like, he should have hair that's not spiky. And it's just, I don't understand why they botched that. If you want that version, he's fine, but that's not the one that they kind of marketed with this wave. X, thanks for hanging out with us, man. Speaking of Motu Origin She-Hulk needs a better figure. Or She-Ra. I don't know why I read that She-Hulk. I haven't picked that figure up, but yeah. Jamie, yes, Iceman is lacking. They did a nice Crystar. Well, I should probably do a Martin X before a good Bobby Drake. I'd be okay with that. Hasbro might need a Pink of Diamonds test paper for some of the answers. Yes, because he's just too tall. But yeah, I mean, they even gave him the X Factor belt. It's like, that's awesome. He's just too big. Judge Dredd, Marvel Select Iceman is cool. G-Bro, I do feel like they made Crystar intended to reuse a lot of that sculpt for an Iceman in the future. He still need to do a better one, so that would be good. David Thanos, I don't get why they didn't use the legs from the SummerSlam Hogan. Gonna be another Hogan. Gotta be another Hogan and work on a project. Kelly Guys, my last trip to GameStop, I just missed out on Select Iceman. Your GameStops are held in the Select figures? That's cool. Tom Finn, they need to stop with the translucent bodies on Iceman and Torch. Right, because they're not see-through. It's not like, oh, look, I see through you, Bobby. That's not true. The only one who might see through him is John Cena. Tom Finn, Marvel Legends Iceman from Toy Biz is probably the best. I agree with you. Go with a few more of my selections on that front. You said him before, you all, but it's not just with the classified series. Lieutenant Falcon had a really bad 25th anniversary figure too that was not good. Terrible head sculpt. Again, sound familiar? His harness was just kept riding up. So his figures have just not been good as of late. And of course, this beauty, whew, sorry, I should have given you a warning, a little zoom out before I got in close. It's a scarf that's just hanging up above the collar. That's not a good fit. The head sculpt makes him look like he's part of Team America instead of G.I. Joe. And the lack of a real solid camo also hurts too because it's so faint, it's so light. He needs a retro version just to make good. I mean, this is a classic look for Falcon, but this figure is terrible. Jalen, I like the AOA Iceman figure too. I'm a little confused by your reason, Jeff. Maybe I'm remembering his comment looks wrong. All right, so pull this up real fast. They did the coloring right. I think they did that really great. This is always like my main image when I go to this. Perfect. They got both right here. Really easy to show the difference of what was wrong with how they did that version of, I guess I shouldn't say wrong. It's right in the sense of how they designed that look. It's just not the one they should have gone with for the wave version of Iceman. Wow, okay. Let me fix that here. I need to go to, no, these are the biggest windows. All right. Let me see if I can actually find this artwork. Oh boy. Every time you want to find something that works, just to pull it up, it's so hard to track that image down. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay, so here, this image here is what we got from the Age of Apocalypse figure. Now the spiky hair, that's what he looked like during the X-Force version of Iceman, which is not wrong based on that look of the figure. But I guess I should say it is wrong because that figure doesn't have a mouth. So it's like they botched it on two different levels. So he should not have a mouth. So that's one thing that they got wrong with the figure that we got. I'll just do this so you all can suffer with me as I try to find this image proper. So here, this is what it should look like. I'll just go to the Toy Biz one that got it right. That's what Bobby looked like during the Age of Apocalypse. So note the lack of a mouth, the kind of almost like helmet angle to it. The hair looks really smooth and not the way that we got with this spiky look here. That's not how it should have looked. Let's see if I can pull out the figure, how he looked during Age of Apocalypse comic book. And I'm trying to pull up this other Roger Cruz version so you can see it a little bit better. This is what he looked like. So here's a good example of what they were going for with this look for him. Let's see. Here, this is better, sort of. All right, so here's what Bobby looked like. Hair to up here, kind of like regular hair sculpt. That's what he should have looked like. We got the spiky hair version. It just is wrong. I have to pull this up and do an actual Google search and do an image comparison because I cannot find it, of course, and I'm trying to find it for you. But there you go. The classified Falcon head definitely looks like a puppet head. Thunderbirds are go. Yes, Austin. Andre, Black Cat needs a new super articulated figure. But if we get a new one from her, she's not going to look right at all. She's going to be like this. And Black Cat's character shouldn't look like that. Speaking of most, Marvel Legends Spiral and Crystal are great figures. I do not think anybody can make a better Spiral figure. I agree. I don't think they need to worry about her ever again. She's done. Henry G, the G.I. Joe team needs to pull the Marvel Legends move and throw a new Falcon head sculpt in with another figure. That Iceman was terrible, says David Thanos. A good Iceman is that Marvel Retro. Yeah, that's a good one. I have that Toy Biz Iceman. It's better than what we got. Gee, bro, I did not even realize that the classified Falcon was in camo. It didn't even register in my brain at all. In fact, my brain won't even acknowledge the camo when I look at it, knowing it is there. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. I do still like that Toy Biz. Yeah, that figure was perfect. And such that was just kind of all I wanted. Just do that figure in Marvel Legends Hasbro style. But we didn't get that. John Morrison, Warbird, She-Hulk, Fantastic Four costume, She-Hulk, white and purple costume, and Banshee. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Malcolm Lee, have you picked up any new Legends or Classifieds recently? Yes. This is on the Legends front. Classified, no, it's not. I'm still reviewing my super backlog of figures. So I've already taken him out, but I just have to shoot him. Copperhead. He's really cool. Yeah, just there's so many in my backlog of Joes to go through. Ryan Daly, what's up, Jeff and everybody? What's up, Ryan? Wouldn't mind a new Submariner figure on an improved body, but mostly I want a new head with a more triangular shape, the way it used to be drawn. Yes. Stronger Widow's Peak. All that good stuff. So we're going through Falcon and all these various versions of Iceman. Here's another one. And my wrestling heads are probably going to agree with this one as well. Psycho Sid. They were trying to do a small, like I'm crazy, but he just looks like he's too happy. So he doesn't look psycho at all. And then we could probably say Fire and Ice, who desperately need new head sculpts. Just, I mean, gosh, they're some of my least favorite in my entire DC Classics collection. And I really was excited about them. And I feel like the Maguire versions from DC Direct are probably their best ones, but we did not get these figures well done at all. It's just, I mean, the DC Classics female figures were always tiny in the limbs. These two are some of the most egregious ones because they look like teenagers and they're really bad. And just to show you how frail she looks, this is what she looks like next to Hellcat. I mean, Hellcat looks like she is like ready to go to war with this really small and scrawny Fire. I know there's no shot of McFarlane tackling those figures, so maybe if Mayfex were to do a whole Death of Superman run, they do all the figures from the Justice League during that time, which would include Fire and Ice in this attire, because these are some of my least favorite figures, but I gotta have them. These are the only ones that I've got for DC Classics. Andre, perhaps you're right. I'd be better off waiting for Mayfex to make a proper Black Cat, for sure. I think they do a great job. Jalen, maybe Loose Collector can do a generic Black Hat inspired figure. Hopefully his prices start getting a little better soon. His figures do look nice, though. Lawson, I really hope the new Warbird has some kind of curves. It doesn't look, yeah, I mean, yeah. Ryan, I finally hit an Ollie's this week. It's 90 minutes away. You got 9 Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series. Choose this custom finder. Which ones did you get? Random Rick reviews. Psycho Sid just hit the lottery. Jalen Parks. Fire and Ice should have been some of the finest these dude. I mean, it's like I didn't understand how bad those figures turned out. It's like, what are you all even doing? So Mayfex is really my only hope here. And they might be so far off. They did have a really bad comic that just came out, but so maybe that gives them a little bit more attention, but they're really to the back of my JLI display, the corner of it. It's just stress. What's the difference between the new stripe and the old one? I haven't I haven't reviewed them yet, so I have the old one. I'll let you know. I think there's some paint differences and maybe some subtle differences to the sculpt, but I'll break it down for you later. Snow Glare. Mayfex Fire and Ice would be a dream come true. They would, because you know they deliver right. Ryan Daly, the classified line is finally getting good at female head sculpts. They need to take another crack at Lady Jan, CoverGirl. What are you talking about? CoverGirl is awesome. Yeah, she needs a redo. I'm fine using that Black Widow short-haired hair sculpt for her, head sculpt, because this one, gosh, she should hang out with Lieutenant Falcon. It's no coincidence. They came out in the same wave. It's bad head sculpt. Really bad. Have I seen the SH Figure Art Spider-Man 2099 figure? I do. I mean, I have. It's on my site. Um, right there. So yeah, I have seen them. Click the link, go to my affiliate, Entertainment Earth. You can grab them. Ski Raider, Mayfax is about to get business to pick up. DC galore, Fire and Ice. Dude, seriously, I mean, if Mayfax were to go hard and do some of these figures, and I try to come up with a theme, Death of Superman, so they could put them in, because they've done amazing work. Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn's fine. I mean, that DC Icons scales in just perfect, so I don't need her, but they do great work with their female figures, and Fire and Ice would do awesome and look great too. Lawson McFarlane still has a lot to prove when it comes to female characters. I wouldn't say that I have faith in him doing great female heroes and villains. Been pretty shaky thus far. Yeah. G-Berg, you're not being a doubter. You're a realist, but I have to hold out some flame of hope for Fire and Ice because these versions that I have in my collection, trash. Ski Raider, Guy Gardner, get those fire DCs to keep dropping Mayfax. Black Hat on the Marvel side. Yes. John Morris, the Yellow Jacket, Doc Samson, Bucky, and Mole Man. Yeah, we do need a new Mole Man. DJ, no good. I like CoverGirl. She just needs her vehicle. I would really hope before the end of this year we see the Wolverine at least announced because, man, I mean, we do need her vehicle. And that was what made her so cool. She was the first female character in the line that had a dedicated vehicle. So, yeah, and she would absolutely get that prime position in a display situated in her Wolverine. John Stewart, too, Mayfax. We need Hal Jordan. We need all of them. I mean, we got Superman, Batman covered. Got Steel, got Cyborg, Superman, got Nightwing, but we need the wideness of the DC universe. Ski Raider says Ramen Toys working on a triple threat 112 scale classified vehicle. Wolverine is one of the configurations. Bridge layer and one more configuration, I believe. See, I knew the bridge layer and the Wolverine are basically the same base model. Classified series, I feel a lot better about the chances of the classified series team doing it. So I don't need to go off to Ramen Toys or someone else for them. Now, Mask, probably the best way to go. Speaking of most, I can't quite put my finger on it, but something about Lady J's face looks off to me. Yeah, too boyish maybe. But yeah, Helix and Shooter are terrific. And Retro Scarlet looks great. Yeah, and Lady J got a retro, so I don't know if they're thinking about doing another version of her. But yeah, there is something off with her face, especially as we've seen the advances to the head sculpts lately. Well, liking Artemis to go with my Red Hood and Bizarro. Forgot they did 2/3 of that Red Hood and the Outsiders team. DJ, no good. Did you get the Jada Toys Godzilla? I didn't. Did you? What do you think? Atom Child. I would like to see more DC Mayfax figures. I do kind of wonder would they do a giant Giganta or a gigantic figure? Speaking of most, I have to say most of the McFarlane Wonder Woman figures look pretty good. Can't say that for a Supergirl. Yeah, Supergirls he's been striking out pretty hard with, and I'm not quite sure why, but yeah, not really coming through on those and on that end with her figure. Patrick says I would like them to make an Alec Ross She-Hulk. Yes, she is on the back. Let me see her. If I can move so you can see the Alex Ross She-Hulk. There you go. That's pretty good. Actually, let me see here. This will cooperate. And just because I wanted to, it's not going to. I had a poster book, courtesy of my good friend. It's not here today, but I'll bring it out later. I want Toma Ray stat. Toma Ray would be cool. G-Brew. Mayfax really needs to take a crack at a classic or current Wonder Woman. I think classic first. Excuse me. Malcolm Lee, any legends or classified you looking forward to this year? How much time do you have? Legends. Let's see. The Count of Feria. That's supposed to be coming. We haven't announced. In terms of that they've announced, Angel for sure. that saber tooth. Um, those two are like top of the line for me. We haven't had a Marvel Legends live stream. We've just had like some leakless rumors. So yeah. The Sabretooth, the Wolverine. I still need to get the Vision. Classified series, Alpine, Quick Kick, Duke, Ricardo, Scarlet. Whatever we get from this year's HasLab, I don't even care because I'm gonna buy it. I'd love to see a retro Flint and hopefully this retro Beachhead that's been rumored. So that's on my list. James, a lot of people are using Black Widow heads on CoverGirl, but no one ever seems to paint her hair. Should be brown or auburn at best. She's not quite a redhead like Scarlet. Yeah, see that's the thing. If we get a better CoverGirl, I would want to reuse that head sculpt for Black Widow again. I'm wondering that's why people aren't painting her. Ski Raider, I'm one of them. Paint it up and boom, CoverGirl. Okay, cool. You were talking about Giganta. You know, she's one that another company could do, and I think it would work. Maybe a DC, maybe Ty could do Giganta, make her a mega fig. I think that could work. Nice, get ready. You're on IG to post photos of your photos of your figures. Also glue Widow's loose hair strands to the side of her head so it felt more like CoverGirl too. Yeah, now that I might have to do. Snake Eyes. Honestly, I think Mayfac's DC figures, yes, they're so much better. And it's not just because they scale their figures properly and they have great articulation. And yeah, I mean, you pay more, but you're getting a lot more too. Judge Dreads, I'm hyped about a Kazar fig with Zabu. That's a pack. Well, we are supposed to be getting Kazar, but no news on Zabu. Maybe he'd come with Shayna. So that will be a way they could work it out. Lawson. Luckily, I have two Black Widow figures, so I could use one for CoverGirl without worry. you were smart on that one. I think I did see a bunch, and I just decided to get one because I did not want to grab a whole bunch when I knew there were other people clamoring to get that figure. All right, well, I think that's everything. Let's see. That Black Widow has such a pretty face. Once you move that strand of hair, you can see it. It's perfect for cover. Yeah, it really is a nice Black Widow or nice CoverGirl alternate head sculpt. And let's see. Let's do Lions. I think I'm done with McFarlane's DC offerings. A lot lesser job with most of the Death of Superman and Nightfall characters so far. Mayfex is the way. Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. And yes, you just reminded me that I did not mention him at all earlier this week or did a special video or anything about him. And I should have because he looks awesome. And you know what I'm talking about since we're talking about how awesome Mayfex is. The Mayfex, Death of Superman, Return of Superman, Superboy. And it looks great. And we didn't see the leather jacket when we saw those original pictures. So now we got it on him with the official solicitation. There we go. And take that off. That's great. So you can have that. It comes with 3 different head sculpts. So you can have this fighting Cyborg Superman, spoiler, look. And that's a really solid deal. Love how they did the gloves with the angled kind of deal. So it's not perfectly symmetrical the way he rocked them in there. And I think they did a really good job with his scale and his proportions. He looks smaller, like a teenage clone should look. They even got his buzz cut fade in the back just right. Flying pose, that looks awesome. I wish, of course, you could fix that, but there's really no way to work around that. And got the angry head sculpt. That looks cool. I mean, it just looks like a really solid figure. And I love he can sit down. That's cool. I mean, it's just, this is a great looking deal. And he can hit the RVD. Check out my logo on the back of my jacket here. Just a really good job. And then this is straight from the comic. That's awesome. I love that he can hit these poses. This is going to be a really fun addition to my collection of Mayfex figures. I'm so excited to have the Reign of the Superman main characters completed. And awesome that we got a sunglass head sculpt too. So really excited about how that turned out. Hey, with Thanos, the stuff found on Black Widow. I wonder if you'll start to see Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy stores eventually pick her up. Lawson, Nightfall Batman is my favorite of the McFarlane figures. Just saying. It's a really good figure. DJ No Good. Godzilla is no Street Fighter, but I did pick it up and I love it. I wish Jada would have done the entire toy campaign for the movie. Have they said they're not, or are they waiting to see how fans react to it? Mayfex Hush Batman is great too. I had the blue and gray one. I had the blue and gray one too. Wait, yeah, I had the blue and gray one. I had to think, did I have the black or the blue one? DJ No Good. I really want the Mayfex Hush Superman. I'm trying to look real fast for you. I felt like he was just back in stock. Of course. I'm not seeing him as I'm trying to run through really fast and see. Maybe I should just do the DC characters. It'd probably make it easier. Let's see, 31 DC characters. And it's because I know he was back in stock a minute ago. It looks like he's not. Sorry. So maybe check Amazon. I feel like he was available somewhere not that long ago. Yeah, Mayfex handed McFarlane the last nail in 90s era coffin. Lefty's lines, you're right. Kelly Cox. Yep, it's that time. Great talking to Jeff and everyone. Have a great weekend and go Niners! Yes, sir. They have not missed with the reign of the Superman at all. They have not. Jalen, they've been hitting it. Lefty Lions night, fellas. Yes. Superboy is fire. Yes. And you guys have been awesome too. It's that time. I got to wrap it up too because I got to go check out my folks' dog and make sure she's out for the night. So anyway, thank you so much as always for hanging out and being so cool and respectful to everybody here in the chat. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. Keeping that community thing going. Make sure to check out loudsmoviefiles.com. Post some new figure reviews daily on there, so check it out. And check the dashboard. I may show back up later on the weekend just to holler and do some more stuff. But until then, thank you so much. Tune in on Wednesday for Loud's Movie Files. I'll see you guys next week. Have an awesome weekend. For now, this episode of Loud's Figure Files